Hi everyone, welcome to StoryBreak. Today we're going to be reading stories about snow and then one about Groundhog's Day. And we'll talk about Groundhog's Day in a minute. But first, let's sing the song we always sing when we get together. The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. The more we sing together, the more we sing together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we sing together, the happier we'll be. The more we clap together, the more we clap together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we clap together, the happier we'll be. Good job. Okay, first, I'm going to read a story called Snow, Snow, Snow by Lee Harper. One night, the wind howled and the snow fell all night long. The next morning, surprise! It was the perfect sledding day. We got ready as fast as we could and hiked to the lake, where there is the best sledding hill in the whole wide world. We made a triple-decker sandwich and swooshed down the hill faster than the speed of sound. Then we hit a big bump and shot into the air. Up in the clouds, we were flying. Look at them flying up in the sky. Did that ever happen to you on a sled? Me neither. Uh-oh. Sloof. Again. And back up the hill we went. Have any of you been sledding this winter? Okay. If you have some scarves or a towel or something to wave, we're going to do one about snow. Dance like snowflakes, dance like snowflakes, in the air, twirling, whirling snowflakes, twirling, whirling snowflakes, everywhere, everywhere. Let's do that again. Dance like snowflakes, in the air, twirling, whirling snowflakes, twirling, whirling snowflakes, everywhere, everywhere. Okay, now, I'm going to read a story about Groundhog's Day. Do you know about Groundhog's Day? It's February 2nd, and the legend is that if the groundhog comes out of his burrow and sees his shadow, there'll be 6 more weeks of winter. So, this is called Jeffrey Groundhog Predicts the Weather by Bruce Koselniak. See the groundhog sleeping down in his burrow? One morning, after a long winter's nap, Jeffrey Groundhog popped out of his burrow to look for his shadow. It was February 2nd, Groundhog Day. Jeffrey remembered what his mother had told him. If you see your shadow on Groundhog Day, go back to sleep, because winter will last 6 more weeks. If there is no shadow, spring will soon be here. Jeffrey hurried into town to tell the newspaper that he had not seen his shadow. So, no shadow and spring is almost here. Is that it? Said Merton Moose. The story ran in that afternoon's Daily Gazette. Groundhog says no shadow. Spring has sprung. Within a few days, the weather turned warm, the snow melted, and the ground thawed. Spring had truly sprung. Predicting the weather is easy, said Jeffrey. The following winter, Jeffrey dozed snug as a bug, dreaming groundhog dreams in his warm nest at the bottom of his burrow. Toward the end of January, folks started looking for clues as to what Jeffrey might predict. As Groundhog Day drew near, television cameras and lights were moved into place around Jeffrey's burrow. This year, everyone would be able to watch the biggest, groundhoggiest Groundhog Day ever. Jeffrey's handsome picture had been popping up all over town. Do you see groundhog pictures everywhere? Bright and early on Groundhog Day morning, everyone waited for Jeffrey. 1 hour passed. 2 hours passed. 3 hours passed. Yet still no Jeffrey. Jeffrey! Hello, Jeffrey! Called Merton. Are you home? Oh no, I've overslept, groaned Jeffrey. He flew out of bed, dashed to his door, and made his appearance. Do you see the TV cameras? Jeffrey, Jeffrey, called Merton. What did you see? Was there a shadow? I don't know, cried Jeffrey. With all the cameras and lights and everybody crowding around, I could hardly see the ground in front of me, much less my shadow. And then the newspaper says, Groundhog doesn't have a clue. Was there a shadow? Weather picture muddled. Now things were really up in the air weather-wise. Nobody knew whether to bring out the golf clubs or the snow shovel. No one knew whether to wax the skis or the surfboard. And no one had a clue whether to plug in the electric fan or the electric blanket. All weather reports were canceled. And it says no weather reports until Jeffrey makes up his mind. Jeffrey, this is causing major problems, muttered Merton. We need your prediction now. Oh, all right, moaned Jeffrey. I'll have my answer by this afternoon. So, Jeffrey, how could you predict that the winter will last 6 more weeks? Asked Rebecca Raccoon. No one is really certain if there was a shadow or not. Did you guess? No, said Jeffrey. Did you make a study of how American weather works? Asked Sunny Squirrel. Nope, said Jeffrey. To be honest, I called my mom. On Groundhog Day, she always looks for her shadow, too. Whew, sighed Jeffrey. Predicting the weather is very tiring. I'd better get back to my nest for a nap. And that is exactly what he did. So we'll have to see what the groundhog says this year. But just in case it snows, I have my snow pals. Oops. And the sun is on the floor. Okay, here's the sun. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're slipping and sliding all over the place. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, are we ready for 5 little snow pals? Okay. 5 little snow pals standing in a row. Oops. Oh dear. They're slippery. It's snow. They're icy and slippery. Okay. 5 little snow pals standing in a row. Each has a hat and a big fancy bow. Out came the sun and it shone all day, and one little snow pal melted away. Now there's 4 little snow pals standing in a row. Each has a hat and a big fancy bow. Out came the sun and it stayed all day, and one little snow pal melted away. Now there's 3 little snow pals standing in a row. Each has a hat and a big fancy bow. Out came the sun and it stayed all day, and one more snow pal melted away. Now there's 2 little snow pals standing in a row. Both have a hat and a big fancy bow. Out came the sun and it shone all day, and one more snow pal melted away. Now there's 1 little snow pal standing in a row. He has a hat and a big fancy bow. Out came the sun and it shone all day, and the last little snow pal melted away. So that's the end of the snow pals, and it's the end for today too. So you know what time it is. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye. Give a smile and wink your eye. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye, friends. Yee-haw!